Hello, everyone, and welcome to the second part of the 30-day challenge. Just for today, I'm going to start with a very brief explanation of Green Tara for those of you who are not familiar with her, of her history, her symbology, and also ending with a little bit about setting intentions in this new moon. Today is a very auspicious day. Very, very powerful day to set intentions, to think about the seeds that you want to start planting for what you want to manifest in your life. And so let me share my screen just so you can become a little bit more familiarized with Green Tara. So her name means star in Sanskrit. She is believed to possess the ability to guide her followers, like a star, on their spiritual path, with the ultimate goal being their enlightenment or their liberation from the wheel of karma. In some lineages or traditions, she is either considered to be a bodhisattva or a Buddha. The difference between these two is that a bodhisattva chooses to come back to reincarnate time and time again to help beings on this denser, more physical plane. And a little bit about her story. There are two main legends. One says that Avalokiteshvara, who is the male Buddha of compassion, when he saw how much suffering there was, he started to cry, and from one of his tears, Green Tara emanated. And the other one is that she was born as a princess on another planet, but it was a similar planet to ours where there was a patriarchal system. And she wanted to do a practice to become enlightened. And they told her that the best that she could wish for or hope for was to reincarnate as a male in her following reincarnation, because as a female, she wouldn't be able to become enlightened. And so she decided to do a practice anyway, and she became enlightened, and she vowed to keep being reborn in female form to help beings that are under a similar system, such as us on planet Earth. And so she is also known as the wisdom goddess, the embodiment of perfect wisdom, the goddess of universal compassion, and the mother of all Buddhas. And regarding her symbology, she is seated on a lotus throne. She is holding a blue or night lotus flower, which is called an utpala, in her left hand, and this flower releases fragrance with the appearance of the moon. And her right palm is outward as a gesture that she is here to grant the wishes of her followers. She is not seated in a full lotus posture, rather a half lotus posture. Her right foot is extended forward, also as a gesture that she is ready to jump up into action to come to our aid. One of the really nice things about Tara, or one of the things that I love the most about her, is that she is not a Buddha that requires like millions and millions of repetitions of mantras, or she doesn't have any requirements really. She doesn't even, you don't even have to have an initiation or a transmission to do her practice, to connect with her. And her promise is that even if you don't repeat the mantra, that just by stating her name, she will come to your aid, and she will do everything that she can to help you become liberated at the moment of your death. And so she's also associated with enlightened activity and active compassion. And another thing about Tara is that she is like the main form, right? But from her come many other, like countless emanations. The most well-known ones are 21 Taras, and each of them has like a more specific enlightened action. And so you can call them in depending on what it is that you're needing, but you can also just follow one of her emanations as your main practice, and they all lead to liberation, which is really the ultimate goal of any Buddhist practice. But she, as Green Tara, her like main action, of course, is bringing wisdom and compassion, but she also dissolves fears. And so I think that in the times that we are living, that is like so appropriate. It is so appropriate for the times that we are living, as everything right now is, not so much now, I guess. But we did go through a few years where everything was based on fear. All of our decisions, everything was based on fear. And so we really can't become liberated if everything we do, if we remain in this frozen fear state, or if all of our decisions, all of our choices are based on fear. And so just to explain a little bit more about the practice. So first, we visualize Green Tara floating in front of us, and from her third eye chakra, you're going to visualize a ray or a beam of white light coming out of her third eye chakra and into yours. And as it reaches you, it fills you up, purifying the aspect of the physical aspect of your experience. So we say body, speech, and mind. Body is the physical aspect. Then you're going to visualize a beam of red light and coming out of her throat chakra into yours and filling you up. And this purifies the aspect of speech or energy. And lastly, you're going to visualize a beam of blue light coming out of her heart chakra into yours. And this purifies the aspect of mind or consciousness. And we use these bija mantras, they're called, or seed syllables, as we pronounce them audibly. If you'd like, if you feel comfortable doing so. If not, you can just listen to it. But if you do feel comfortable doing so, you can take the vibration of that sound to the place where you're receiving this light and just try to feel it. And again, you say with the white light, then you say ah with the red light, and then hum or hung with the blue light. And then there are several ways to do this. You can either continue to visualize her floating outside of you, or you can visualize that she becomes smaller and smaller and smaller until she becomes so tiny that she can enter through your crown chakra, go down your central channel all the way to your heart chakra. And from there, with another syllable, another bija mantra, which is her bija mantra, and it's tam, not tam, tam. You say that, and as you say that, a little bit forcefully, she expands, and you become Green Tara. You manifest as Green Tara. And so if this does not resonate with you, you can just continue to visualize her floating in front of you. And as we start repeating the mantra, these rays of beautiful, pristine emerald green light are going to start going out of her heart chakra in all directions and reaching all beings, taking this love and compassion and wisdom to all beings in all planes and all dimensions, and also dissolving their fears. And so while you're doing this practice, you're not only receiving these blessings and the grace of Green Tara, but you're also giving it out to all beings. Whether you decide to manifest this Green Tara or to visualize her floating in front of you. So that is entirely up to you and whatever makes you feel more comfortable. And so just to take advantage of this energy that is floating all around us, this very auspicious astrology, just try to take a few moments to think about what it is that you personally, on an individual level, at an individual level, would like to start planting today. What are the seeds that you would like to start planting? What are your intentions? What would you like to manifest, to co-create with spirit in your life? And just take a few moments to reflect on that. And then as a group, I would propose that we set the intention of starting to plant the seed of turning fear into love through our practice. If that resonates with you, wonderful. If it doesn't, it's okay too. But just trying to send this energy, this love, this compassion, this ability to dissolve fears that comes with Green Tara's blessings and her grace. Trying to send it out to everyone who's in need and to the collective unconscious, so we can add on to, thousands and thousands of people who are doing the same thing. And as I mentioned briefly in the explanation of this 30-day challenge, when we come together as a group, the energy that is created is exponentially more powerful than the sum of our parts, right? So it's not about two people and twice the energy is created. It just becomes exponential. And the same thing happens with mantras. The mantra is, if you go online and you look at the translation of the mantra, you'll find one that is, like the most popular one, but it really doesn't have an exact translation. It's more about the frequency of the mantra and the intention of millions of people who have recited this mantra for thousands of years. And so it's like hopping on this wave of energy, this frequency, all with the same intention to benefit others and to send love and compassion and to dissolve fears. And so that is why I have chosen this specific practice, because each Buddha has different practices. But this one is, I think, one of the simplest ones. And by repeating her mantra, when I do it on my own, then I can accumulate a certain number every day. depending on how much time I have to meditate. But when we do it in a group, your repetitions and my repetitions, they all add up as if you personally or I personally were doing that number of repetitions. And so in Buddhist practices, they say that, most of them say that in order to obtain siddhi, which is, it translates as accomplishment, or the fruit of the practice, you have to repeat the mantra a certain number of times, usually 10,000 or 100,000 times. And I did the math yesterday, and if I were to complete 100,000 times, 100,000 repetitions of Green Taurus mantra, I would have to do 108, like the number of the mala, of the mala beads, 108 repetitions daily for almost 3 years. But then if enough of us join together, let's say my favorite number, 33, if 33 of us join together and we repeat one mala of her mantra, we would all have almost 100,000 repetitions by the end of these 30 days. And so it's not just about that, it's just about the energy that is created when we come together to do things as a group. And so now let's just start. I will be sharing my screen in case of, for those of you who aren't familiar, who don't know her mantra, you can either have a mala, you can, if you're going to do it not with the guided meditation, if you just want to start doing it on your own. This is a mala, it has 108 beads, and you can count with that. But if you don't have a mala and you want to count, then you can count with your fingers by, like moving. For each repetition, you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And with your other hand, you keep count of, like sets of tens until you get to 10, which would be here. And then you just do 8 more. And if you don't want to count, that is fine too. It's really more about the intention, about your intention to opening up to this energy of receiving and giving, and also ultimately to come to the realization that we are all one, that there is no separateness, there is no divisiveness, that our true nature, in our true nature, we are all equal. We are all the same. And so, whatever makes you feel more comfortable is fine. And so let's get started. I have chosen this solfeggio tone, which is 396 hertz, which is also known to dissolve or eliminate fear. I think it's very appropriate, and just as to keep in the background. And so now, if you feel comfortable doing so, just, sit comfortably, trying to keep your spine as straight as is comfortable for you. And breathe in. Trying to take the air all the way down to your belly. And on the out breath, releasing any tension, any worries, any stress, and just leaving it aside for a moment. Breathing in again, scanning your body, dropping into your body, and releasing any residual tension on the out breath. And inhaling one more time. Bringing your conscious awareness into the present moment. Just relaxing your body on the out breath. Now I'm going to ask you to visualize Green Tara floating in front of you. She is a beautiful young woman in the peak of vitality. She is seated on a lotus throne. Her body is made of pure, pristine, beautiful, translucent emerald green light. She is holding a blue lotus flower in her left hand. Her right hand, the palm of her hand, is facing you in a gesture of her willingness to help and fulfill the wishes of her followers. And her right foot is extended outward to symbolize that she is ready to jump into action, to come to your aid. Now you're going to visualize a beam of white light coming out of her third eye chakra and into yours as you say or listen to the bija mantra Om. Now you're going to visualize a beam of red light coming out of her throat chakra and into yours with the bija mantra Ah. And now you are going to visualize a beam of blue light coming out of her heart chakra and into yours with the bija mantra Hum. And now with Tara's bija mantra, you can either continue to visualize her floating in front of you, or you can imagine that she becomes tinier and tinier. She's now floating above your head and going in through your crown chakra down your central channel. And as she reaches your heart chakra, you pronounce the syllable Tam, and she expands and you become Green Tara. Tam. repeat her mantra, you can visualize these beautiful rays of emerald green light coming out of her heart chakra in all directions and reaching all beings in all planes and all dimensions. Om Tare Tutare Ture Swaha. 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 And so now that this beautiful green light of Tara has reached all beings in all planes and all dimensions, bringing them love and compassion and dissolving their fears, everything dissolves into this beautiful green light. And just allow yourself to contemplate, to observe. If any thoughts arise, simply observe them without judgment, without criticism, and allow them to pass. And allow yourself to continue to rest back into this beautiful green light. And once your mind starts to become chatty again, simply take a deep breath in, as deep as is comfortable for you, and start bringing your energy back into your body. Bringing your conscious awareness back into the present moment, into your physical space. And as you do so, you become increasingly aware of the contours of your body, of your surroundings. And when you're ready to come back into your own space, you can start gently wiggling your toes and your fingers. And gently rubbing your hands together until they become a little bit warmer. And you can cup your hands over your eyes, feeling that warmth coming in through your eyes. And then distributing this energy throughout your physical body by passing your hands over your head, your face, your shoulders, your arms, your chest, your back, your belly, your legs, all the way down to your feet and toes. And then just gently open your eyes. And we dedicate the merit of our practice to all sentient beings. With gratitude and reverence for Tara's presence and blessings and her grace. Thank you so much for joining, and look forward to seeing you tomorrow.